A 26-year-old Hindu activist who was associated with the RSS was chased and hacked to death in Shivamogga in Karnataka. And look at these pictures now. First pictures playing out on Times now of the protests that are taking place on the ground. Prohibitory orders are in place. Section 144 has been imposed, but the family has been demanding justice. The Karnataka Home Minister went and met the family. Imran Deepak now joining us for the latest. Imran, I believe protests are taking place where you are reporting from.
Well, absolutely, Pranesh, as you can see that the mortal remains of was being taken out now at the circle where protests are breaking out. Some stone pelting is also, you can see in the visuals happening. A lot of police is there, but unable to control the crowd. Crowd is in huge numbers here, and tensions are flared up and emotions are high. Section 144 has been across the Shivamogga town. As you can see, Home Minister also came today morning and met the family members, assured them strict action. But at the moment, tense atmosphere here. Some stone pelting also you can see from the visuals that's happening right now. Police are trying to control the crowd and trying to move the bus. BMTC bus is also stuck there, and they're trying to ensure that those who are passengers are there are in safety and moved away to a safer place.
Imran, we are going to stay with you because action is happening on the ground. What are you gathering, speaking to these people who are taking part in this protest?
Well, they are quite agitated. Pranesh, tensions are high. You can see that BMTC bus, also their Bangalore Shivamogga bus, took one stone there, and you can see on the front windshield the damage which has happened. Many of them are agitated, very angry, and even confronting media. Not to show the visuals here, but stone pelting has been reported right now. As you see the visuals, cops are trying to control the crowd. They're saying that to move back and to move from this here to let the procession continue. And the procession is now taking the left turn now, where they are planning to go to the Harsha's house. From there, his mortal remains will be taken. Volunteers also coming up in the spot right now, trying to ensure that no more untoward incident happens. That cops are trying to control the crowd here, and we saw earlier, just a few minutes before, stone pelting happened, and right now the cops have overtaken. They're trying to control the crowd now. Additional force is being brought in so that no untoward incident happens. You can see broken windows there. Visuals is coming up, and even some members are coming to ensure that the peace and calm remains. And the cops are having a hard time now here to control the crowd. Let me ask the cameraman to pan and show you. That's a vehicle there in which, after the mortal remains of Harsha was done at the McKen Hospital in Shivamogga, he's been brought to his place. And this agitated, you can see between cops, are having a tough time trying to control the crowd there. Passions are high here, especially after this murder which happened here. And since last night there has been tense atmosphere in Shivamogga. Earlier everybody dreaded what the situation will be. On the ground right now, as you can see, most of the shops are shut. Section 144 has been imposed, and the cops here are trying to control control the situation here. Now these are the van, which is the ambulance which is taking the mortal remains of Harsha, and the plan is to take this mortal van to his house, and from there to this final resting place. Just a few minutes before, we saw some stone pelting, and cops now additional force have been brought in, trying to clear the area and to ensure that no untoward incident happens.
Okay, let's quickly also talk about political developments. The BJP and the Congress have been trading charges. In fact, the Congress is now putting the onus on the Karnataka government, demanding resignation of the Home Minister. Imran.
Well, absolutely. In fact, Siddaramaiah himself had said in the morning that it's a breakdown of law and order situation, because since Home Minister comes from this particular district, Tirthalli, and Ishwarappa also is a sitting MLA of this district, then it said that it's a complete failure of law and order, and the Home Minister should resign. I can show you the visuals now, the impact of it. Some of the stone pelting happened, and window panes were broken. This incident, particularly this circle, it happened. The cops, however, have managed to control the crowd now, and trying to push back any further escalation of events. Tempers are high here. As you can see, a lot of people are agitated over this death. Some are linking it to the hijab row. however, Home Minister said that the matter is still under investigation. We have to wait. And the Home Minister also said the accused are known to the person who was killed. And he said that these are people probably are very known, and it was a pre-planned murder. And other details, like the Home Minister said, there are 5 to 6 people involved in the murder of Harsha, and they have identified the accused. In fact, the Home Minister said that they live in the same locality. They were known to each other earlier. What was the motive, whether hijab was the motive, is right trying to ascertain. He also said that earlier cases were registered against Harsha for his Facebook post over comments on hijab and also other issues. Whether that has led to the escalation and that led to the motive of the murder, it gets to be ascertained. Cops are very tight-lipped here, tense atmosphere in the Shivamogga city. As you can see, stone pelting we saw earlier, and I can pan and show you the circle now, where it's this particular building is called Dinar's Hair and Skin. BI complex took the little more brunt of this anger of the protesters here, where they were emotionally charged over the murder of their colleague. Now, Home Minister has very clearly said that Harsha was a RSS worker, and Harsha was, even Ishwarappa made a statement that he was an obedient worker. He was just 23, 24-year-old, unmarried, and his death has been caused by certain sections of the community. But Home Minister said, as of right now, they are investigating the matter. The investigation will further throw up who is responsible for the murder of Harsha, and they have and also what was the motive behind it. But in Shivamogga, as of right now, we saw a small incident of stone pelting. Cops have now controlled the situation here. It has moved in this area, as I can show you. A police van is also there, and they're going to the Harsha's house. From there, final respects will be paid, and after that, he will be taken to his final resting place.
While you're talking to us, why are you not walking towards the protesters? Try and follow these people. Try and speak to them. What are they saying? What are their demands?
We will try to get Pranesh reactions from a few of the protesters here. They are a little quite agitated to speak to the media at the moment. In fact, some were even asking us not to shoot, shut off the camera. But we will try and get some reactions, what they have to say about this, and we will try reaction. Pranesh, at the moment, security has been beefed up, and additionally, you can see police picket have been called in every corner of this area. Police personnel, we can see, instead blocking it in the front entrance, trying to ensure that the protesters keep to the lane which has been given permission for them for the rally, not to diverge to other areas and create issues there. Tense atmosphere here. In a short while, we'll get some words from the protesters here as to what their emotions are, what they have to say about Harsha, and how they feel about the murder which happened yesterday. At the moment, we'll just quick while from now, you can see the police vehicles here, all trying to ensure protection and ensure that this doesn't flare up much more. In fact, even the Home Minister also said this is the van where final mortal remains of Harsha are. So we will get to them also. This Home Minister had said that they belong to RSS Shaka. Sir, हिंदी में बताएंगे हर्षा को आप कैसे जानते थे?
हमारा खास दोस्त है वो।
अच्छा, खास दोस्त है। क्या कल रात को ये हुआ, कुछ बैकग्राउंड बताएंगे क्या हुआ, कैसे, क्या हर्षा से भी पहले
अटैक हुआ था, दो तीन बार अटैक हुआ था सर।
अच्छा, किस लोगों ने किया था?
ये मुस्लिम लोगों ने किया है।
कोई संगठन से थे या
नहीं? वो क्या कुछ नहीं पता, उसमें दुश्मन है उसके, हमारा हिंदू तत्व के लेकर इस में उसे मारे हैं।
कुछ सुना है क्योंकि फेसबुक पोस्ट से भी कुछ कारण हुआ था,
वो नहीं पता।
So आप क्या करते?
हमारा ये बिजनेस है।
अच्छा. So you see, one of the person, he claims that he knows Harsha very well, and he was attacked earlier too, a couple of times before, and now he says that blames others for this thing. Sir, आप भी हर्षा साहब को जानते थे?
हाँ सर, कन्नड़?
हाँ ಹೇಳಿ ಕನ್ನಡ.
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹರ್ಷ ಗೊತ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಸರ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ?
ಸರ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಒಟ್ಟು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಬಂದು ಅವರಿಗೆ
ಸರ್. He says that he doesn't know Harsha that well, but since he knew that he was murdered yesterday, he has come in solidarity and support to pay his final respects to Harsha. We are at the junction now in Shivamogga. Now again, sloganeering is happening. People have stopped here to see sure that so agitation is also happening. Cops, you can see, I can show you the cops here trying to control the crowd there at the entrance of this lane. And Yeah, so that's a little crowd wanted to diverge from the main route, but now cops are bringing them back to ensure that they do not go into other areas which are sensitive, and they are ensuring that to go into the lane which has been promised to them, which they had officially asked for permission to take the route from. Cops are here, you can see. We'll also try to get some more responses from the protesters, what they have to say. Doesn't want to speak. He says that he's not willing to speak over this issue, and you can see now again stone pelting is happening now in you can see in this particular building. Cops are unable to control right now. The situation is little tense here, and cops are as you can see standing here while the stone pelting is happening, and they're trying to dissuade the protesters from one side. They're moving the protesters, trying to ensure that the march doesn't stop, so that otherwise it leads to more issues, violence there. And you can see some of the people have diverged and gone to the other lane, and they are stone pelting is seeing this in the visuals also happening the other side of the lane here. Cops are trying to ensure that peace and tranquility is maintained. They are having a hard time here. So we can see that, Pranesh, you can see from the visuals, tense atmosphere in Shivamogga right now.
Okay, let's stay on these pictures. Catch your breath, Imran. Try and gather some people so that they can speak to Times Now once again. What are the top updates on this story? A 26-year-old RSS activist was chased and hacked to death in Shivamogga. This happened late last night. Following his murder, large number of people from RSS and BJP are now staging protest. Reports suggest that 4 vehicles have been burned down. The police had to resort to lathi charge. Also, some reports indicate stone pelting. The BJP is blaming provocation by the Congress for this. The Congress wants the Home Minister to quit, and large-scale protests are now taking place. Now, there is also some action going on inside the assembly. Deepak Bopanna is joining us. Deepak, protests taking place after Harsha's murder, and also action in the assembly.
Yes, Pranesh, we must understand here in Karnataka, of course, ever since the hijab row began, there have been, of course, a lot of developments that have been taking place politically. Now, as far as today, we've seen political reactions coming thick and fast. In fact, as we speak, we have, the Cabinet Minister, Mr. Ashwath Narayan, who's just walked in. Let's get in a word. We are live right now. The situation pretty, tense in Shivamogga. There's a lot of protests that are breaking out. Today as well, the protests as far as the Congress continues from K.S. Ishwarappa's statements. Today, once again, he said that the death of this particular person is because of a particular community. What do you make of all the developments? What are you hearing from the Home Ministry?
First of all, let me condemn this brutal murder which has happened in the Shivamogga district. I totally condemn it. And more so, whoever is responsible for taking the life of that particular person will ensure that the justice is given, and the people who are responsible for this murder, immediately they'll be arrested.
So, some details are emerging that he was attacked in the past as well earlier. So there must have been some detail, about, there's a threat to him or his life. So what happened to the intel as far as the government is concerned? Didn't you have intel about probably a threat to his life? And the Congress now is saying that the Home Minister should resign over this particular day.
No. See, isolated incidents, this kind of incident, we need to track all this kind of threat or the perception any particular person being facing. With regard to that, whatever necessary measures to be taken was taken, and along with this, some situation, some people, they just tend to disturb the entire situation. They wanted to disturb and ensure the law and order of the state will be completely out. Right. And they want to destroy that. So the attempts will be made by these kind of people. But state is in a position to ensure that nothing goes wrong and the law and order will be kept in control and the lives and properties of the people will be protected. And meanwhile, we'll ensure that the people who are responsible for this murder will be immediately nabbed. They want to and ensure that the justice will be prevailing. and action will be taken against them.
Thank you for speaking to us. Well, that was Minister Ashwath Narayan telling us that action will be taken and it will be taken swiftly. But right now, like Imran was showing us those pictures coming in from Shivamogga, the situation, of course, remains tense. The police, of course, have a task cut out right now, not just to ensure that the accused are arrested, but also to maintain law and order there. Despite prohibitory orders, we are looking at a large number of people gathering. We've had the incidents of stone pelting right from last night, which continues today as well.
Deepak, Imran, stay with us. We're taking a short break on Times Now. We're leading the coverage on this too. Lots more lined up on the other side. Stay with us.